The air in Nairobi buzzed with the day's warmth. Rose hummed a Kikuyu lullaby, her baby Blessing nestled against her chest. Blessing, with eyes big and curious, observed the world from her mother's back. Rose went about her day. She sold tomatoes and onions at her stall. She greeted her neighbors with a warm smile. Her days were simple, filled with the rhythms of motherhood and work. Rose was a woman who knew hardship but chose kindness. She had learned that life was unpredictable. It could bring joy one moment and sorrow the next, but through it all, she held on to her faith and her generosity. She believed in helping those in need, offering a hand up whenever she could. Blessing cooed, her tiny hand reaching for Rose's cheek. Rose chuckled, gently guiding her hand back to pat her chest. The sun climbed higher, casting long shadows across the market. It was time to feed Blessing again. Rose found a quiet spot under the shade of a jacaranda tree, its purple blossoms carpeting the ground around them. As Blessing nursed, Rose looked around at the familiar faces of the market. She saw the butcher, the tailor, the fruit vendor all going about their day. She felt a surge of contentment. Life was good. She had Blessing, her health, and a roof over her head. What more could she ask for? Kerry was exhausted. She had been traveling for days, her journey fraught with unexpected delays and detours. Arriving in Nairobi, the city's chaotic energy overwhelmed her. Lost and disoriented, she wandered the streets, her backpack feeling heavier with every step. She spotted Rose's stall, a splash of color in the bustling marketplace. Kerry approached cautiously, her Swahili rudimentary at best. Rose, sensing her distress, offered a warm smile and a cup of chai. Kerry gratefully accepted. The sweet, spiced tea warmed her from the inside out. Rose listened patiently as Kerry, in broken Swahili and gestures, explained her predicament. She had been robbed on the bus, losing her passport, money and phone. She had nowhere to go and no one to turn to. Rose's heart went out to her. She knew what it was like to be stranded and alone. Without hesitation, Rose invited Kerry to her home. It was a small one-room dwelling, but it was clean and welcoming. Rose shared her meager meal of ugali and sukuma wiki with Kerry, insisting she eat and regain her strength. Kerry was overwhelmed by Rose's generosity. She had encountered nothing but suspicion and indifference since her arrival in Nairobi, and here was this woman offering her the shirt off her back. As the days passed, Rose and Kerry's bond grew stronger. They often found themselves sharing stories, laughing and supporting each other. But one incident would test this newfound friendship. One sunny afternoon, as the women gathered outside the apartment gate, Rose asked Kerry for a small favor. "Could you watch over Blessing for a few minutes while I grab us some drinks?" she asked. Kerry, eager to help, agreed with a smile. Moments later, as Rose returned, she was met with a heart-stopping sight. Kerry was engrossed in a phone call, and little Blessing had wandered dangerously close to the road. Panic surged through Rose as she rushed to scoop up her child. "Kerry, this is not okay," Rose said, her voice trembling with concern. "You promised to watch her." Kerry, feeling unfairly judged, retorted, "I was just on the phone for a moment. She's fine." But the damage was done. From that day on, Kerry's demeanor changed. She stopped responding to Rose's greetings and avoided any interaction. Rose couldn't help but wonder, is helping someone always this complicated? Are people no longer grateful? This incident left a heavy cloud over their friendship, making Rose question the true meaning of trust and gratitude. Section 4, A Misunderstanding.